Alrighty, this is Shaughnessy Gunner back here again today. Got two revolvers on the table. This is my Taurus Raging Bull in 44 mag, my Taurus Tracker 44 in 44 mag, and I got two cartridges here for kind of example and talking points. So this is a 357 Magnum, this is a 44 Magnum. Now, what am I talking about today? Basically, just kind of my thoughts on a 44 Magnum. Now, 44 Magnum has been around obviously for quite some time. Before that, predated was the 44 Special. 44 Special is a great round. A lot of people don't really give it any credit because, it's old. It's an older time kind of gun or kind of cartridge. But in reality, most modern loadings are pretty equivalent to what you can see and expect out of a 45 ACP, which I don't think a lot of people sit there and, poop their pants over about, them being an effective defensive round. I have been enjoying revolvers. I tend to enjoy the fact that they are depending on what you have. I love the single action trigger. And I tend to like the flexibility you get with different cartridges that you can put through them. So that kind of led me to believe that, maybe, so in my past experiences, I have tried doing this before with a 10 millimeter. Really loved the cartridge. A lot of potential out of it. You could load them down, you could load them up, different factory loads. You could get hot loads, slow loads. You could get basically to equivalent of a 357 Magnum. Pretty nice. Great for, a self-defense situation. But I like trying to do some hunting too. And that kind of led me to one issue I had with it. So Michigan, where I live, they allow straight wall cartridges of a particular length, which is the equal length to what a Magnum revolver round is. You also got to have at least a .355 caliber bullet. So that led me to obviously be able to choose between 357 or 44 mag or anything, longer or bigger. But there was a max, and I believe, 460 Smith & Wesson's around the max, somewhere in there. Don't quote me, it's about, just, around there. So I couldn't use 10 millimeter in a long gun. Well, I can use a 44 Magnum in a long gun. I can also use a 357 Magnum in a long gun for, deer hunting. So I chose to go with the bigger round. 240 grains, decent amount of power. Nobody's ever said that the 44 mag is a weak round. Now, yes, so I don't have it on the table, but I have a Marlin 44 lever gun that I take out hunting. I also use the Raging Bull, with the big long barrel. This is my trail pack gun. It's a little lighter that I like to use. Now, what do people think about using a 44 mag for concealed carry? Well, a lot of people tend to say that it's going to have, be very over-penetrating, yada, yada, yada. And yeah, I agree with that. You can't go ahead and put a gigantic round through it that's hot, loaded to the max, that's going to cause all kinds of issues down the road for, going right through somebody and not where you want it to be. But there's some caveats there that I think a lot of people don't really realize. Now, the 44 mag is a lot different in my Raging Bull than the Tracker. For one, it's got half the barrel length, so you're losing some velocity. Now, what I would be looking for, and what I've been considering, is getting a Smith & Wesson Combat Magnum 69. The Combat Magnum version has a 2.75 inch barrel and has a regular L and K frame style grip tang. So grips are easy to get. You can get smoother ones, smaller, shorter, and kind of just get as small profile as you can. A little bit shorter barrel. So with that shorter barrel, you have a little bit less energy, and it'll just be easier to, have a concealed carry gun. In that gun, you can also get a lot more custom parts, like, a double action only hammer and stuff like that. Now, some people might ask, why the hell would you want to do this? Well, I don't know if anybody else has experienced the fact that, during this coronavirus pandemic, ammos, again, became scarce in some areas. So your typical, 9mm and stuff like that are kind of hard to get. I tend to reload anyways, so I make my 44 mags. So to me, it's not a problem. Now, the biggest thing is being able to just use one bullet and go through and if I can make 150 rounds, I can fire it through a hunting handgun, a pack handgun, a concealed carry handgun. I can go through my lever gun for hunting and all the above. And you can get, there's a lot of different types of revolvers. You can get single actions. I probably will get one of them one day. Like a Ruger Super Blackhawk. It's just super flexible round. And lots of different energy potentials. So the light loadings of a 44 mag tend to be, like I said, upper end of 45 ACP, all the way up to, low or high end of 357 Magnum, and then all the way up to obviously 1,000 foot-pounds of energy and a little bit above. You can really crank them out in some of these bigger frame revolvers here, like this Raging Bull, and get about 1,500 foot-pounds of energy, which is a monster. I mean, you're bordering on 454 Casull territory. Now, that kind of flexibility, you can basically, if you're okay with a revolver, 5-6 shots, which I am, I think in a lot of defensive purposes, they serve just fine. But if you're okay with them, now you're just using one caliber, it makes a lot of sense to just kind of go one way. Now, you could argue that having a lot of different multiple, you could pick up in whatever you could scrounge, like in a, survival situation. Yeah, but if I'm making my own caliber and I can, cast my own bullets and just as long as I have powder and primers on hand, I can, go through my lever gun, go out to 100-something yards, do a lot with it. And I think that's generally what a lot of people overlook, the fact is, a 9mm is great. I have a 9mm SIG P320. It's a good duty style gun. Great for, really a lot of things that you could do for self-protection. I've heard a lot of different people talk about, what's going to be an effective man stopper. And really, in the right hands, a 22 can be an effective man stopper. So a lighter 44 mag revolver and a shorter barrel would be just a fantastic self-defense revolver in my mind. And I think that you would have the ability to just kind of go back and forth with the same round through all your, if I go to the range or go to my parents or out back to shoot, I could take all these guns and just bring a bag of, 44 mag that I've loaded up and don't have to worry about it. So, I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you guys think it's better to kind of focus on having one type of cartridge and be able to have multiple firearms chambered in it? Or do you think it's better to just be more diverse? I'm kind of torn on it. But in these type of situations where it's hard to get shit, 9mm, it's hard to buy that even. So whereas I can still, go online and find, some boutique frickin' 44 mag rounds. Because not a lot of people love it and enjoy it, and they think it's too much. But, I don't know. Just wondering what you guys' thoughts are on this subject. I can definitely say that I will be looking for, once I can, with the current restrictions in place due to the coronavirus, I will be looking for a concealed carry option in this caliber. There's a couple different choices, but this little space here will be filled. So, all right, thanks for watching. Let me know what you guys think.